Most organisations today spend their time in a constant state of change. The environment both within and outside of the organisation places pressures to continually evolve and to innovate. The recent pandemic has forced many businesses to find new ways of conducting business, to overcome the barriers created by the physical distancing, and to exploit advantages that may come from operating in an online world. You may think that unexpected events such as the pandemic or the global financial crisis cannot be anticipated and therefore impossible to manage. Not so. Managers today must be ready and prepared to reevaluate plans, redirect resources, and have a vision in uncertain times. It is important that for success, such a vision is clear to everyone in the organisation, from the CEO to the newest intern. Change management is the approach that managers take to managing the environment and all of the components to successfully achieve the required change. Organisational change is the adoption of a new idea or behaviour by an organisation. When an organisation faces the pressure from a force to change, it must be ready to mobilise and do things differently. Every organisation must undergo change to survive. The requirement for change may be brought about factors either internal or external to an organisation. Managers must be responsive to the need for change and also understand how to take their people on the cultural journey required. Change management requires also an ambidextrous approach, catering for the structures and behaviour that support creativity, and the structures such as standardisation or centralisation to enable implementation. Many organisations struggle to deal with change successfully. Often employees have no desire or motivation to change or adjust to new ways of operating. Managing change requires significant focus on the culture of the organisation. People typically resist a change that they believe conflicts with their self-interest. Changes may impact employees through a loss of power, prestige, pay, or benefits. The fear of personal loss is one of the biggest obstacles for organisational change. Employees often distrust the intentions behind a change and do not understand the intended purpose of change, particularly if their relationship with a previous manager has been negative. Employees perceive change process as something that they may be removed from, that is, something that a specialist team may perform, or activities that will be required for them to do. Many do not understand that change is actually something that they need to do themselves for the organisation to also change. Making changes in the organisation and affecting the culture as well as the structures and behaviour is not an easy thing to do. The difficulty with organisational change is well recognised by organisational development experts who have developed repeatable methods and approaches to managing the change process. Lewin's model of change involves 3 steps: unfreezing, change, and then freezing. The unfreezing part of the model requires managers to create motivation for people to begin the change process. Managers must clearly communicate the discrepancies between current and desired behaviours. They must also establish a sense of urgency. Some people call this a burning platform for change. The change process itself requires individuals to experiment with new ways of working, learning new skills and behaviours. The change phase may have several formal steps, and these may include using tactics such as change advocates or champions, example projects with broader lessons, and extensive communication. The third phase is the refreezing stage, where the new behaviours are rewarded by the organisation. The impact of new behaviours is evaluated and reinforced. Other models may also be used, such as Kotter's model, which provides more detail on steps within the process. The primary understanding of learning as a process of change came from the work of Chris Argyris and Donald Schon. The process is primarily a method of detecting errors and then correcting or adjusting based on learning. In the single loop learning, people make assumptions to problem solving and put in place strategies or tactics to address the task or problem. From this, they get results. These results are then verified and adjustments are made to affect strategies in the future. This process continues. This is very much like the use of a thermostat controlling the temperature in a room. Changes will be made within a set of parameters to ensure that the room stays within a range of a set temperature. However, double loop learning is when reflection and learning takes place at a deeper level. This is more than just fixing a problem. It looks at the underlying assumptions, values, beliefs, challenging long-held structures and norms. Such assumptions are reviewed and then reset. In the thermostat analogy, this would be similar to revisiting the setting on the temperature gauge for the thermostat, reassessing the required temperature for the room. Affecting the deep-held beliefs, norms, and behaviours of people in an organisation is essential for successful change. The double loop process for learning supports managers to help employees review and adjust their behaviour in a way that provides sustainable long-term change.